Amy Winehouse's raw voice still echoes, reminding us that true talent can't be silenced by fame. Tupac Shakur turned poetry into protest, showing how words can ignite movements across generations. Maggie Smith's regal presence proves that age only adds gravitas to a remarkable career. Michelle Trachtenberg's early breakout role captured the imagination of a generation, a spark that still glows in pop culture. Tony Bennett's timeless crooning reminds us that elegance and perseverance can outlast any trend. Gene Hackman's layered performances taught us that true craft endures beyond the spotlight, influencing actors for decades. Why does a man who once played a cyberpunk savior still dominate the meme feeds of 2024? The answer lies not in nostalgia, but in the way Keanu Reeves continuously rewrites the rules of fame, generosity, and cool. From the neon-lit corridors of the Matrix to the sleek, gun-fueled ballet of John Wick, his on-screen personas have become shorthand for resilience, understated swagger, and a kindness that feels almost mythic. Yet it's the off-screen habits, the quiet donations to children's hospitals, the spontaneous subway rides, the candid moments shared on Instagram that have turned a Hollywood star into a cultural touchstone, a living legend whose influence ripples through gaming, fashion, and internet humor. Reeves' journey began in Beirut, a child of a road-building engineer and a dance teacher, moving across continents before settling in Toronto. The constant relocation gave him the chameleon-like ability to blend into any environment, a skill that would later serve him on set and in the public eye. Early on, he pursued acting with a disciplined, almost theatrical rigor, enrolling in the American Academy of Dramatic Arts and taking on modest roles in Canadian television. Those formative years forged a work ethic that would later contrast with the Hollywood excess that surrounds many of his peers. His breakout came with the brooding, cyberpunk rebel Neo, a role that thrust him into the global spotlight. The Matrix wasn't just a blockbuster, it introduced a lexicon. Red pill, bullet time, glitch in the system that seeped into tech culture, political discourse, and everyday slang. Reeves embodied the archetype of the reluctant hero, a figure who questions reality while remaining oddly detached, a theme that resonates with a generation accustomed to digital overload. The film's philosophical undertones, paired with Reeves' understated delivery, made him a symbol of cool, intellectual rebellion. But the matrix of his career didn't stop there. The early 2000s saw Reeves navigating the post-action hero's slump, taking on romantic dramas like Sweet November and experimental indie projects that performed modestly at the box office. Critics labeled him a one-trick pony, yet he persisted, honing his craft in quieter roles that revealed a depth often overlooked. This period of professional uncertainty mirrors the broader industry shift toward franchise fatigue, and Reeves' willingness to weather the dip underscores a legacy built on perseverance rather than perpetual hype. When John Wick ignited in 2014, the world finally caught up to the actor's own hidden potential. The film's kinetic choreography, grounded in realistic gunplay and martial arts, redefined the action genre. Reeves didn't just act, he performed, executing complex stunts with a dedication that blurred the line between actor and athlete. The character's singular focus, avenging a dog, became a cultural meme, spawning countless fan art, TikTok recreations, and a surprisingly robust academic discourse on grief and agency. The franchise's success turned a seasoned star into a breakout action icon in his fifth decade, proving that age is no barrier to reinvention. Beyond the silver screen, Reeves' influence extends into the digital realm. His willingness to engage with fans on platforms like Instagram, sharing candid photos of his motorcycle, a simple coffee, or a handwritten note, has cultivated a perception of authenticity rare in Hollywood. This authenticity fuels the Keanu effect, a term coined by cultural analysts to describe the boost in sales and social media buzz any product or cause receives after his endorsement, intentional or not. From a limited edition motorcycle line to a sudden surge in vinyl record purchases, his presence acts as a catalyst for consumer behavior, a modern form of cultural alchemy. Philanthropy, too, has become a cornerstone of his legacy. While Reeves rarely publicizes his charitable work, reports reveal a consistent pattern of anonymous donations, funding children's hospitals, supporting cancer research, and providing scholarships for film students. The secrecy itself adds to his mythos, positioning him as a silent benefactor whose generosity is measured not by headlines but by tangible impact. This quiet benevolence aligns with the larger narrative of a star who lets his actions speak louder than his fame. The modern reverence for Reeves also reflects a shift in how audiences value vulnerability. Public moments, such as his heartfelt tribute to his late friend Paul Walker or his open discussion of loss after his partner's death, show a man unafraid to display grief. In an industry often polished to perfection, his willingness to reveal emotional cracks offers a template for masculinity that embraces sensitivity without compromising strength. This paradox of toughness and tenderness fuels a cultural conversation about what it means to be a hero in the 21st century. Reeves' influence reverberates through other creators. Directors cite his commitment to practical effects as inspiration for prioritizing tangible stunt work over CGI. Musicians reference his iconic line, "I'm a man, I'm a person, I'm a human being," as an anthem for authenticity. Even video game designers have embedded Easter eggs honoring his roles, acknowledging his impact on interactive storytelling. The ripple effect is clear. His career serves as a blueprint for sustainable relevance, where artistic integrity coexists with commercial success. Today, Reeves continues to expand his portfolio, starring in new John Wick installments, exploring sci-fi with the Matrix sequels, and venturing into production with projects that champion emerging talent. His ongoing involvement in the industry signals not a twilight chapter, but an active evolution, one that invites both fans and critics to watch how his legacy unfolds in real time. The question isn't whether Keanu Reeves will be remembered. It's how his living narrative will continue to reshape cultural expectations, inspire new generations, and remind us that legend is not a static monument, but a dynamic force. In a world where fame is fleeting, Keanu Reeves stands as a paradox, a star whose glow has only intensified with age, whose humility anchors his myth, and whose ongoing work ensures that the conversation about his impact is far from over. The legacy he builds today will be studied not as a closed chapter, but as a living manuscript, constantly edited by each new role, each charitable act, and each moment of genuine connection with the world that watches him.